Hi guys, it is Joe Coburn. I am so glad that you joined us today for Thursdays at 3. We're here with a group of amazing functional health coaches, and we're here to answer all the questions to your health needs. We want to just do a really quick disclaimer because I don't want to get all legalese on you, but we are not doctors. We're not here to act as your primary care physician. We're just here to educate you and have some fun around wellness. So I'm going to get to some topics today. We're going to be talking about peri-menopause. We're going to be talking a little bit about your thyroid, a little bit about people that struggle with migraines, people that have acid reflux, and vegan diets. Those are our topics for today. So let's get to introducing you to these fine folks. I'm sitting here in Western New York. I've been a functional coach for 3 years, but a health coach for 8. And a fun fact about me is I used to work in a tattoo parlor. I used to pierce people, but I have no tattoos. So that's a little bit about me. You probably wouldn't have guessed that one. So Ralda, why don't you share a little bit about you and where you are and what you do?
Yes, I am from New Jersey, Bergen County, and I've been practicing health coaching almost for 8 years and functional medicine for 3 years as well. I help people with metabolic disease, lowering cholesterol, creating meal plans specific to their need, with their diet. Fun fact about me, I love to travel. I already travel like 50 country.
Wow.
I love chocolate. That's my little secret. And healthy, but I try dark chocolate.
Awesome.
And one more thing, I love to belly dance.
Oh my goodness. We're going
Wow.
to have to see that. Maybe one of these days you can grace us.
Yeah,
A little bit
maybe.
of belly dancing, maybe.
Sure.
All right. Holly, how about you?
I'm a functional medicine health coach. I've been a coach since 2015 and doing functional medicine since 2017. I'm in Needham, Massachusetts, which is right outside of Boston. And fun fact, I love to ski and I have a good knee and a bad knee. And my just before we shut down for COVID, my good knee, I had a brace on it. So I wasn't going to twist that knee, but the bad knee got twisted. And I was on crutches for 2 weeks before the COVID shut down. So,
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
so I had to go to the hospital for, an MRI and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so here we are. Can't
All
wait till
right.
next ski season.
Yay.
Yeah.
I avoid skiing for that exact reason. Protect the knees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Barbara.
Hi, I'm Barbara Plone. I'm a functional medicine health coach as well, obviously. I live outside of Philadelphia. I generally support perimenopause and menopausal women with, their issues of that wonderful change of lifetime and making sure that they understand what their bodies are going through, and I help them meet their health goals. Let's see, fun fact about me, other than the chocolate, which I identify with, which I could eat.
Totally identify with that
So we
one.
could eat it in secret
I will
together.
not show you the stash of chocolate in my drawer.
The skiing resonates with me too. I don't like to ski, but the rest of my family does, so I go anyway. I did actually hurt my knee. I tore my ACL when I was in high school. I did hold my high school's record for long jump. There you go. Fun fact.
Awesome.
Knew there had to be something in there. It's not. I no longer hold it many years later. But practicing warming up for a track meet, that's where I twisted it landing in the sand pit and I tore my ACL. So that's been lifelong now since junior in high school issue of trying to ski and knee braces and whatever else I try to do. So that's it.
All right. Christina.
I'm Christina Marino. I am in Southern New Jersey. I am also a functional medicine health coach and have been practicing for about 4 years. I typically I coach many different clients, but specialize in digestive and hormonal issues. And a secret about me is that my little cheat is cupcakes. So
Cupcakes. Lovely.
not proud of it, but Yeah.
Hey, we all need our vices as long as it's not a daily occurrence, right?
Well, my husband brings them home once in a while and they're like phenomenal gourmet and I just can't resist. So
Thank you, hubby, for being the enabler.
yeah.
Rachel, the only one on the call from the other side of the country.
Yeah, I
Great.
was gonna say it's Thursdays at noon for me. I am in Hermosa Beach, California, which is like LA area. I've been a functional health coach for about 2 years, and I think I was health coaching for like 1 year before that. And my background's actually prior to functional medicine, I worked as a personal trainer and a sports nutrition coach. So in my practice, I help women uncover what holds them back from being able to lose weight. And along the way, we do a lot to improve the long-term health outlook too.
Awesome.
So yeah, thanks. And then so related, I guess one of my fun facts is I was actually an amateur boxer. So I did Golden Gloves many years ago, and even
Not
recently taught
Rachel in
MMA
a fight.
classes at the gym that I used to work with.
Awesome. Yes, we will not provoke you. All
I'm
right,
ready for it.
ladies, here we go for today. I have 5 cards here, and I just want you to pick a number and you get a question. So who wants to go first? Do I have any volunteers? Any brave souls?
I'll go
Holly!
first.
All right, Holly, give me a number.
2.
2. 2. So this question is from Alex. He is 32 years old, and he is in Pennsylvania. What can I do to calm my reflux? I don't think popping Tums is a good solution.
Well, the first thing I would ask is a little bit more about your diet. What are you eating? Are you eating a lot of sugary things? I would be concerned with how much magnesium is in your diet. Are you taking any supplements with magnesium? And I would ask, are you doing anything to soothe your gut? Like, is it just reflux all the time?
So what about the magnesium? What does magnesium do?
The esophageal sphincter is here. So if you have reflux, it kind of makes you bilge. And also, I would want to know more about stomach acid. I would have to look at lab work to see if it shows that there's a deficiency in stomach acid. So I need to know a little bit more information. So I think it's a stomach acid and magnesium potential deficiency. Does anybody else have something else they would add to that answer?
Rachel, go ahead. You're on mute right now.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I do
That's
have
all
some
right.
children
Go
here
ahead.
too. That's why. Yeah, I have a client who recently overcame some pretty significant reflux. She would get to the point where she would start coughing and then feel like she would sometimes even kind of throw up from the reflux that she would have. And so one of the first things that we removed from her diet was actually dairy, which can be a trigger for reflux. So that helped her a lot. She's actually she was on a PPI or proton pump inhibitor for her reflux and now is off of that medication and reflux free. So definitely looking at the diet, there's other certain foods that can definitely be reflux triggers, things like, tomato, coffee, alcohol. So really, I think the first thing you want to do is look at your diet and maybe do a little bit of research to see, if there's foods that you might want to try eliminating and see if you feel better.
Fantastic. Thanks, ladies.
Yeah.
All right. Ralda, Barbara, Christina, who wants to go next?
I could go, no problem.
All right, Ralda. I have 2's been taken. So 1, 3, 4, or 5.
4.
4. Lucky number 4. So this question comes from Sue. She is 28 and she is in Maryland. Can you explain what Hashimoto's is versus regular hypothyroid? I've recently been diagnosed and I don't understand the difference.
Yeah, hi, Sue. It's a great question, and I'm glad you asked it because between regular Hashimoto and regular thyroid disease, is one main difference is Hashimoto is autoimmune disease, which is the body attack an organ, which is in this case is the thyroid gland. So when you have Hashimoto, it's attacking your thyroid and making your numbers look like off the chart. So the best things to do is there is when it's especially Hashimoto, you have to follow certain diet that will help you, reduce your TPO, which is you see them in more, in detailed testing and blood test with your doctors.
TPO,
Yeah.
which is, can you explain that?
Thyroid, I guess the abbreviation, if somebody else could say it, the TP.
Peroxidase.
Peroxidase? Yeah.
Right, yes.
So what is that though?
So there are antibody. So yeah.
Okay.
So exactly. So that's what there are elevated in Hashimoto. So it's certain like follow certain diet, like eating gluten and dairy free, will help reduce those numbers and will help your Hashimoto get into remission. If somebody else have any extra input about it, I'm glad to hear more.
Barbara, do you have anything to add? I
I
saw little wheels turning in your head.
know. I know. I'm thinking it all.
I didn't say everything because it's kind of hard to cover everything.
It is hard to cover everything. So yeah, I would say that just to add a little bit to that, the autoimmune being really a dysregulation of the immune system, where the thyroid actually happens to be the victim there, where it's sort of the innocent victim. And for whatever reason, we need to figure out why your immune system is looking at your thyroid as a foreign object in your body.
Awesome. No, that's a great distinction.
Right. And so, the other thing is, I guess, with regular thyroid, the dysfunction is typically a function of the actual thyroid, not the immune system. And then we would have to look at, well, why is the immune system not functioning? Is it nutrients? Is it the actual thyroid that's not making the hormone enough? And sort of delve further into what is actually happening there.
All right, fantastic, ladies. Thank you. It can be confusing for people with all these terms that get thrown around at them, right? So thanks for shedding some clarity on that question. All right, Christina, you're up. What number? I have 1, 3, and 5 left.
3.
3, the blue one. So this question is from Joanna. She's here in New York and she is just turned 50. I struggle with migraines and I'm not keen on taking medication. I've heard foods can be a trigger. How do I find out which ones are problematic for me?
Well, that's a great question. Migraines can be tricky because they can be caused by many, many things. They can be hormonal. They can be tied to food sensitivities. They could be tied to just even chemicals. I would say that if you do truly believe that they are tied to a food, keep a food diary. Try to see if there's certain foods that cause the headaches. In addition, I would recommend to possibly go to your GP or your gynecologist and have some labs run, maybe your estrogen levels. A lot of them are tied to that. But if you want to, once again, go back to the food sensitivities, there are food sensitivity tests that you can take, which are great ways to find out if that, certain foods are the culprit, and then take it from there. Pretty much that's what I would recommend.
Awesome. Holly, I know you deal a lot with food sensitivities. Do you want to weigh in on this question?
I really like
foods?
I like what Christina said. I would just say that with IgG food sensitivities, which is different than an IgE food allergy, often there's something that's triggering complement, which is the inflammatory cascade, and that could be doing something. So I agree with testing for food sensitivities. And if you can't afford to test for sensitivities, it could be something that you're eating all the time. Like it could be apples, and you could say, but I eat apples all the time. But sometimes if you have leaky gut, something that gets into the immune system more often is triggering an immune response. So you can do
that food they
elimination
crave
diets.
might be the first on the food they crave might be the first one that Joanna needs to eliminate. That is a great access point there. Thanks, ladies. All right, who hasn't gotten a first try? Rachel and Barbara. You want to fight for it, or
Go ahead.
go ahead, Rachel? I have 1 and 5
Okay.
left.
Oh, okay. I will take number 5.
All right. So this is a question. Another lady went in. Lisa says she's 45 and she is from South Carolina. How can I support my hormones through peri-menopause? I'm 45 and I feel like I'm going a bit crazy and I can't lose this extra few pounds. What a perfect question for you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that
Right
is
up your alley.
a lot of what I deal with my clients in my practice for sure, and not uncommon. You're definitely not alone, Lisa. Having some fun with perimenopause. So definitely, there's a few different things that happen around, perimenopause. One of the preliminary or primary ones is that our progesterone levels they've been falling for a while, and they're continuing to fall. And we look to have kind of this balance between our progesterone and our estrogen. And so what's happening is that the progesterone's going down and the estrogen is staying a little bit higher. And so that can cause what's called estrogen dominance. And there's a lot of symptoms that come along with that. Some of it is irritability, low libido, inability to lose weight, having a hard time sleeping, insomnia. So lots of fun things can come from that. There are a few different approaches that you can take to try to address it. I would say number one, and this is something I focus on a lot in my practice, is stress management, because just in that shift in the cortisol leads to a cascade of lots of different things happening with our different hormones. So, figuring out some easy ways to work on managing your stress every day. Yes, we are in a pandemic and it's stressful. But
I was just going to say 2020 equals stress, right?
For sure. But there's little things that we can do every day, just even some box breathing, like taking some deep breaths, practicing gratitude, really simple things that we can do to work on stress. And then also, there's a lot of things that we have in our household products or our skincare products that have what's called xenoestrogens in them, which makes this even worse. So we want to try to address what those things are that have the xenoestrogens that we're consuming. Some of it can even be in food too. So the EWG Skin Deep, the Environmental Working Group, is a great site to look at your products and see how they kind of rate versus some of the other things that they have in their database, and also maybe find some more clean alternatives to those products that will help get things back into balance. There's also things we can do with diet, like focusing on a low glycemic diet with some good healthy fats. Flax is another one that can be really helpful for kind of balancing hormones out. Lots of different things with diet we could talk about another time.
There's a deep well of support for
Yeah.
this time of your life.
I also wanted to add on to what Rachel said, the things that you put on your skin, because your skin's a giant mouth, affect you, but also like your laundry detergent, things in your environment that you don't realize. So products that you clean with in the house, maybe just want to take a big look at how many chemicals are in your environment on a daily basis.
Yeah. Awesome. That gives a lot of great places for Lisa to start. Thank you. All right, Barbara.
Yes.
Last but not least, number 1.
Woo, number 1.
All right. I am trying to eat a vegan diet. How can I be sure that I get all the protein I need?
Well, that is a very good question and very individual. Obviously, we all need protein, but I feel like everybody's protein needs are different. You may find that you get enough protein from just the vegan diet and don't need any type of supplementation. I think a great protein source from a vegan standpoint would be beans. Very healthy for some people. I mean, some people cannot tolerate them, but beans can provide a really good base for your protein needs. Not, I guess, you know, soy is very controversial. That's something you'd have to see. It can possibly be a very high allergen food. Things I've read say that fermented soy is definitely better, like not tofu, but some other forms of tofu, I mean, of soy that are fermented. And then I would say, really, what I would recommend is to just monitor your levels of protein of B12, because B12 is a nutrient that we need, that we have to get from our food, that you can only really get from animal protein. So if your body can produce it, then you're okay. But that would be something I would be mindful of as well, in addition to the protein.
Fantastic. Does anyone else have a lot of experience? Ralda, I know you do meal plans. Do you do vegan meal plans too?
Yeah, sure. I do a vegan meal plan as well. So sometimes I recommend shakes for my clients, especially for the vegan people, because shakes will help them get their protein intake, like give them one meal without prep. So that's an easy way. When you were talking about fermented soy, could be like tempeh as an example, as a fermented soy to use. It's a healthy option beside the beans, because not all the clients could eat beans and they tolerate it in their GI tract.
Mm-hmm.
So that's two options are a major option for them. And I try to maybe make them circulate some kind of animal protein once in a while after they understand the need of like kind of like introducing some kind of animal protein, or at least fish once in a while, even if they're vegan. That's an excellent option, especially for someone who are not nutritionally followed by a doctor, and looking at their lab test if they're not deficient. Because most of my clients who are vegan, they have deficiency in vitamin B12, iron, and many other minerals as well. So that's a good thing to ask people to get tested nutritionally, to see where their level are at that point.
Just one more thing besides protein, and I know the question was aimed at protein, but if you're on a vegan diet, vegan is very high in copper and
Zinc.
And zinc.
Copper and zinc compete for the same receptors in cells. So you want to add some pumpkin seeds to your diet if you haven't already, because pumpkin seeds are very high in zinc. So
that's a great little tip there too.
Yeah, chia seed and all the seeds and nuts are very important as well.
Yep. So, ladies, thank you so much. You have been incredibly helpful, and your wisdom is so appreciated. And I'm sure our people today that gave us questions are just entirely grateful. So I just want to pass that gratitude on to you. Next Thursday, 12 if you're on the other coast, right? But Thursdays at 3 here on the East Coast. I'm insanely jealous, Rachel, by the way, of your tan. Sitting here in Buffalo.
You guys have the fall colors, though. We don't have that.
This is my summer tan. I only get paler as the months go on. So next Thursday, make sure you're on our list so you can get your questions in. You can get the recording. And if you have any questions for us, be sure to put them in there so we can answer them for you next week on Thursdays at 3. Thanks, ladies. Everybody say bye.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.